It's time for another episode of The Oil Stream with Dustin Nielsen and Tom Gazzola, presented by Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a game day episode of The Oil Stream. A little bit later than usual, leading into Tommy's pregame show on 1260. Obviously, the game tonight, it is brought to you by Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen. Nothing says final two games of the regular season like a delicious Popeye's chicken sandwich, now available pretty much everywhere, including St. Albert. Tommy, how you doing today, buddy?
Yum, yum in my tum-tum, buddy. A little Popeyes goes a long way. I'm doing great. Here we go. Last two games, and not a lot of meaning to them because we know everything's set, but let's see what happens.
A couple of things. You were down at the rink today, and obviously your pregame show, 6 o'clock, coming up here at the end of the hour on TSN at 1260. All the postgame coverage of Tommy tonight as well. For me, I'm ready to skip these two games and get to the playoffs Monday. What was the vibe like around the rink today? Obviously, a special guest is there, and that must help things as well. But what's the vibe around the team right now like?
Very, very calm right now, which is, I think, good given the status of the team and everything that's gone on, and clinching second, and now knowing that it is indeed LA for the first time in 30 years. So really calm and casual around the rink. And then on top of that, it was nice to see Ben. Young Ben was there. There was a special presentation that I saw Gino was a part of, and they were getting all the cameras set up after the pregame interviews and all of that in the Hall of Fame room. Had a chance to say hello to Ben and his family, and good on this kid, man. I know he's in a battle, but these guys look at him and they inspire, or they draw inspiration from him as he inspires them. And quite frankly, just seeing the response by all of oil country, it's pretty neat. And let's hope that all of this culminates in something very special.
Yeah, that would be incredible. It's just like, how can you not just love this kid, man? Like, it's just, what a beauty. Like, what an absolute beauty he is. And I love the fact that he's getting to live out some of these dreams. He's living out the dream of most adult men in this city, holding Connor McDavid's hand on the ice for a morning skate, buddy. Like, and I saw that today and I was just like, that's so damn cute. Then I was thinking of like all the guys that I've played rec hockey league with and everybody. I'm just like, how many of those boys would be like, I will pay $5,000 to hold Connor McDavid's hand at a morning skate. Like, it's just the truth. It's not what happened.
There's probably like 40, 45-year-old dudes with a tear in their eye and be like, I wish I was out there with them. It's something else, but orange laces. But it's young Ben.
A story.
They love him. Yeah, it is a great story.
He's an absolute legend. Play La Bamba, baby. Like, he's the best. He's the absolute best. And obviously he's a good luck charm. And you said it, man. Like, inspiration. I think you're getting a little bit of that from him. All right, we've got a couple of things as for tonight's game goes, and tomorrow night as well. I guess we'll see the plan tomorrow when we get there, Tommy. But the big guys are going to play. Your thoughts? I mean, you're always playing with fire. I mean, It's a slim chance, but when they play, there's a chance something bad could happen. I'm sure they're not going to be ran out there on a heavy load tonight. That wouldn't make any sense. But your thoughts on just pushing forward the momentum you have as opposed to maybe playing a little bit safe, and would you expect them to maybe play a little bit safe tomorrow night?
I expect them to play a little bit safe both nights. And Jay Woodcroft said, he wants to stick with the plan and the same type of preparation. Don't get out of that routine. That makes a lot of sense. Now, where things might differ, we might see the time on ice be different than we're used to, is instead of McDavid going out there for a double shift, or instead of him and Draisaitl going out there after a penalty kill, they might not get those extra shifts that build up the minutes. And I'm not saying all night long, maybe a few instances here and there where it pulls their minutes back, by 2.5 to 3 minutes. So I think the mindset, listening to Jay Woodcroft today, is to go with it and attack the game the same way they normally do. But there's certain little instances within the game where you can dial it back and maybe get the fourth line out there again for a shift, or that third pairing out there for another shift. We're going to see Philip Broberg, who I know we're going to talk about. So obviously he's probably going to play a lot tonight. And that's where they'll dial it back a little bit. I don't think we're going to see them hitting the brakes on anybody's game. And that's the other thing too, is it's a bit of a double-edged sword, Dusty. Like, if you tap the brakes and don't go as hard, you kind of risk getting injured that way as well, right? Like, say you don't go into a battle and you hold back, and then it opens you up to some vulnerabilities where you might get hurt. Like, you want to still attack the game. You want to attack the game. They just might reduce some minutes. That's my understanding, interpretation of what Jay Woodcroft and the players were talking about today.
Broberg, you did mention it, plays tonight for sure. And, it's just nice to have him be around this team right now a little bit. I would think it's kind of a situation where in a perfect world, he's a regular for you next year. So for him to get a little bit of a taste of a really good team right now, as opposed to when he was around a little bit earlier in the year when, they were really banged up and they're trying to work with a bunch of young defensemen. It's a different situation right now. So, a different experience for him in the lineup.
Yeah, let's see what he's got tonight. I think a bit of a test for him. I think he's going to play quite a bit. And then, if things go well, then all of a sudden it's like, well, there's your extra defenseman if Darnell Nurse isn't good to go, or there's a guy if a defenseman does go down in the midst of a postseason run, if there is one. Hopefully there is a run. And this would be, to me, it's an indicator that he's the next guy. And they call him up for this one game. It sounds like this is the game he's going to play. There's talk around the rink today, Dusty, that he'll play tonight, and then, likely Chris Russell will play tomorrow. It sounds like Chris Russell might be the guy that comes out tonight. Then they play Russell tomorrow. Everybody's kind of locked in for Monday, which is what we're told is game one. So let's see what Broberg does. I mean, it's an important part of the year. He's going to get a lot of responsibility tonight, I would imagine, and they're going to test him out to see if they can use him in the postseason if need be.
All right, before we get to the Ken Morrison Remax question of the day, Darnell Nurse update is that there is no Darnell Nurse update. Is that essentially what we've got?
Yeah, pretty much. He has not skated is probably the relevant thing to point out.
Hasn't skated at all, hey?
Yeah, and so, I mean, it's interesting.
Well, let's just get into our Ken Morrison Remax question of the day, buddy. Ken Morrison, obviously, he's been on with us all year, 780-993-4815. If you're buying or selling, right, here's what's going to happen. You're going to party so hard at your house right now in the playoffs that you're going to ruin it, and you're going to have to buy a new one. And when that happens, Ken's your guy, KenRMorrison.com. Tommy, what do we got here?
All right, the Ken Morrison Remax Excellence question of the day is this, Dusty. With the situation, the update/non-update from Darnell Nurse about Darnell Nurse today, what's your level of concern with the Darnell Nurse situation right now as we quickly approach the first game of the playoffs?
I'm pretty concerned about it, man. Like, if he's not skating by Saturday, I find it hard to believe that he'll be playing on Monday. You know what I mean? Like, maybe they sneak him in. Do you know the practice plan for the weekend? Do you know what they're going to do just yet? Like, would it be an off day Saturday, practice Sunday, or light skate Saturday, practice Sunday? And then, I mean, they're going to be on the ice this weekend getting ready for this playoff game. Yeah. And if Darnell Nurse is not there, and if he's not, if Darnell Nurse is in a spot here, Tommy, where, and it'd be ridiculous to play him right now anyway, but if he's in a spot right now where he can't play in game one, that means there's something so bad that he can't play through it for game one, right? It's not like he's coming back and he's going to be healthy anyway. I mean, if you're at 80, 85, 90%, you're probably playing in a playoff game. So if that's the case, does that mean he's like at 50% right now and he's going to take some time getting back? So the fact that there's been no update, and God love Jay Woodcroft for continuing to just be like, no update, guys, like, we'll have to see what happens. I'm pretty concerned about it right now. And I know the blue line's held up okay, actually, without him, but this is a guy who in the playoffs, if the Oilers are going to have, you can survive in a first round maybe without Darnell Nurse, but if this is an Oilers team that is going to put on a decent show in the postseason and go on a little bit of a run, you're going to need Darnell Nurse playing 23, 24 minutes a night. So if people want to start getting pretty concerned about this, I'm not going to stop them from doing it. Yeah.
And here's, again, from the rink today, just talking to others in the media and their conversations with people in management. It was interesting. Ken Holland was sitting with the media today, but with only one person in particular who happens to have a show on our rival station from noon to 2 every day. So anyway, so here's the thing: is Broberg's playing tonight, right?
Yeah,
and they're probably going to dress Russell tomorrow. And it sounds like, talking to others, that the expectation is Nurse should be good to go for game one. Now, my level of concern is rising personally because I'm not seeing him out there or around there. And then we hear Jay Woodcroft say he hasn't skated. But I'm guessing the plan for the weekend heading into Monday's game 1 is they probably take Saturday off after back-to-back games.
Yeah.
Skate, have a full practice Sunday, and then Monday you're back into your game day routine. That's my guess because
that would make sense.
In the postseason, especially after an 82-game schedule, the rest factor is very important. And I learned that firsthand in 2017. Is they barely skated, they barely practiced. They would go out there for a twirl if they needed to, but everything was locked into place. They'll have that one big practice on Sunday, and I think they'll go into it and hopefully be off and running. So if we don't see him Sunday,
Nurse
then
on Sunday, yeah.
My concern goes through the roof. But right now, you're being optimistic, listening to others and their conversations with people within the organization. Sounds like they're expecting Nurse by game 1. We'll see.
Interesting update. We'll see what happens. They need him, and it'll be interesting to see if he can stay healthy throughout the playoffs, right? When you got something lingering going in, you never know how it's going to play out. It could go one of two ways. So they need him. I know some people are like, Darnell Nurse. No, they need Darnell Nurse on a number of different levels. They need Darnell Nurse. And I know the Kings aren't going to have Doughty, but that doesn't mean, it's okay. The others don't have Nurse. No, you get Darnell Nurse, play him, give you a better chance of winning. A couple other things I want to get to. And before we do that, what do you think of this F1 hat I'm wearing? It's a very big, I like it. It fits well.
Yeah.
It fits nice and tight. It doesn't sit up.
Yeah.
That's a huge F1 logo though, isn't it?
Well, they are the best at branding and selling and sponsorships. So
how big this thing is though.
But it fits the curve of the brim really well. And it's very symmetrical on your head. So overall, it's a good hat. The logo is nice, but it's just you're out there hoping that everybody on the track has a good day. And that's like me
watching fun, everybody.
NBA.
Have fun.
Yeah. I'll wear an NBA logoed hat and be like, oh, boy, I hope.
It's Rob Lowe that had the NFL hat, wasn't it, Tommy? Was it Rob Lowe with the NFL hat? Yeah.
Exactly. So it's kind of like, have fun, everyone.
I have not yet locked in a team. So my wife got me this for my birthday, and I was like, perfect. Now I can just cheer for Formula One. So that's great. Go Formula One. Although the back of this hat's it's like one of those ones that you got to move along.
Yep.
Which I don't necessarily love, but I like the front.
You know what, Dusty? That F1 hat is P1, and good on Tammy for getting it for you.
Box now. Get a new hat. All right, Tommy. So I laid this out on my show earlier in the week. I just want your thoughts on it. It was the 5 reasons Oilers fans should be excited heading into the playoffs. Okay. Number 5 was just the atmosphere in the city, being down there, being in the moss pit or the ice plaza or whatever they want to call it. I think the moss pit's very, very cool. I think that's good. Anyway, just the fans in general. The arena's going to be pumping. You know how this market is. 2017 was bloody nuts. It was amazing. Some of my best memories in this city were in 2017, mostly because they haven't given anybody anything to cheer for in a while. So that really stands out. But I had just the atmosphere at number 5. I had their ability to bounce back after losses at number 4, just 2 regulation losses, or they haven't lost regulation games back-to-back since March 5th and 7th, which is they've lost back-to-back shootout regulation. But, I mean, this team has proven, especially lately, the ability to bounce back. I think that's big heading in. I've got Mike Smith at number 3 with his current form. Probably could be higher, but, is that current form going to hold up? So I got him at 3. I got the combination of Draisaitl and McDavid at number 2 because – no matter the score of a game, no matter where the series is at, if you've got Draisaitl and McDavid, you've always got a chance. And then number 1 is Jay Woodcroft. I love the way Jay Woodcroft has handled this team from the very beginning. What was it, 5 days in, Derek Ryan? Remember Derek Ryan's comments about, people have a job and a role in this team and you feel like you're a part of it now? Up until after the last game there when he was asked about a great player like Connor McDavid elevating himself against another great player like Sidney Crosby. He said, I think it was great for our team to elevate itself. I think what Woodcroft has done, obviously 5-on-5 plays improved, but the way he handles everything, I think Jay Woodcroft is probably the number one reason that you should be anticipating some success for the Oilers in the playoffs. What do you think of that list? What would you move around? What do you hate about it?
Do I hate anything about that list? No. What would I
don't know
move
why
up?
I said hate about it. That didn't make any sense.
No, yeah, no. I like that list. I'm someone that gets very into like hype and excitement, so maybe I'd bump up just the way the city gets around.
Okay.
I'd probably maybe move that above Mike Smith. Like, I still have a lot of concern when it comes.
You're still
to Mike
worried
Smith.
about him, eh?
Yeah, I am. I just, you know what? He's been excellent lately, and he was great in the playoffs last year. And some people forget that, which is odd, but. I love the ambiance and just the vibe in this city. People go wild, especially when the teams, when they win a series or they're winning games and they're playing in really exciting, tight battles in the postseason. People here are just on fire. Like this city, the vibe is amazing. So I'd bump that up. Jay Woodcroft, I'll just echo your sentiment and then add, he's got this team's attention. The buy-in with everybody is important. Derek Ryan, you spoke of him. He talked about it again today. He's like, he said, Jay Woodcroft called me and told me what his plan was for me because I felt like I wasn't contributing and playing that much. And that was something that I appreciated. And look what Ryan ended up doing. He had that nice, really hot stretch. And when everybody feels like they're contributing to something, man, it makes things a hell of a lot easier and it makes the goal that much more attainable. And so that's a list that I really, really like. And Dusty, if I may, I'll just add some of the details that I've been told. So game 1 on Monday, game 2 is supposed to be on Wednesday. I've been told that from people at OEG. And then, like you said, in the district, the Moss Pit, I think would be a great name in honor of Joey. That's happening. We know that's been confirmed. There's going to be an 18-plus section, family section. So they're going to show the games on that huge screen in the plaza. Sounds like that in Ford Hall, they're going to be doing it as well again.
Okay.
And the plan is for away games for them to open up Rogers Place and have watch parties inside.
$5 a ticket, I think I saw, right? Was it $5 a ticket? Yeah.
That's the plan. And then there's more bells and whistles that they're planning on adding to the in-game experience, obviously, with it being the postseason. And, this thing is going to be through the roof. I think they're wearing their blue uniforms for all the home games because, like I said, they don't like the orange jerseys. And then, yes, the Royal Blues are coming back next season, both the home and away, with the dark blue and the brighter orange is going away. They're going back to the traditional Oilers colors. Yes, reverse retro McFarlane is happening. Sounds like it's just going to have some orange accents on it, and it's going to be similar to the original. And the Navy jersey will be back next year. So just to answer everybody's questions, I was doing it on Dave Jameson's show yesterday. I was hosting. I'm sure I'm going to have to do it again in a little bit on my show here. So just to get that out there. And if people are asking about their tickets for the playoffs, contact the Oilers. That's all I know. Like, if they haven't got a hold of you, contact them, okay? They're ready. They're all full pull, ready to help everybody out.
I've seen some of the resale prices on Facebook and stuff. And
how are they?
Oh, pretty pricey. But that's what happens in the playoffs. That's why so many people just have those season tickets that if they don't want to end up going to the playoff, and I don't know why you wouldn't want to go to a playoff game anyway, but you can cash in big time to pay towards next year's season tickets. So it's going to be a good vibe for sure with the Oilers and the Kings. You got the Todd McClellan, Jay Wook. We'll get into all of that on our next episode for sure. You're probably going to see some bonus content with the Oil Stream and 5 popping up on the podcast feed as well. So if you've been watching on the live stream, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Just search the Oil Stream on all your podcasting platforms. We're going to be hammering out content here during the Oilers playoff run, whether it be 8 days or a month and a half. It should be pretty fun. Tommy's going to have the pregame show coming up here at the top of the hour, 6 o'clock on TSN 1260 tonight. And one more time tomorrow, and then it's playoff time, baby. This is fun. Like to see a team that you cover actually appear to have a chance somewhat in the playoffs. It's just so rare, buddy, that kind of excited to cover this. I'm excited to see the city embrace this again.
4th postseason run in 14 years covering this team for myself. I think you're in the same boat because you got here right when I got.
I came in 2009, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So 1 year ahead of me.
Yeah.
And no, I was there. Remember the score was still a thing. I was already there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, Dusty, it's like 2 of those playoff runs were 6 days each. Like it was pathetic.
Yeah. They didn't even count. No. So this one hopefully is longer for the city. If not, it would be just madness on the oil stream and TSN 1260 all off season. So either way, there's a discussion. Let's just hope it's extended a little bit longer than it has been recently. That's going to do it for another episode of the oil stream. Shout out to Ken Morrison for the question of the day. And of course, our presenting sponsor, Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen. If you're looking for some delicious fast food at any point during this playoff race, Popeyes has you covered on all of your food ordering apps. You don't even have to leave your house, or if you're going to the game on the way home after, pick up a little Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen. The chicken is delicious. Tommy, we're going to do another episode on Saturday to kind of wrap the season and look ahead towards the playoffs. And looking forward to that, man. That should be good.
Yeah, Saturday's going to be fun. What else are we going to be doing, Dusty Nielsen?
We're going golfing Saturday afternoon and maybe out for some beverages after as well. So
watch out
for
baby.
The oil stream on the town, baby. It's gonna be fun on Saturday. Looking forward to it. Talk to you then, man.
Sounds good.